By the way, have you chosen our house's representative for the White Heron Cup? If nobody else comes to mind, I'm willing to take up the challenge, Professor. I see. If you believe there's someone more qualified, I certainly won't object. Understood. Just leave this to me and victory is assured. Well, I suppose we should practice then, shall we? Huh. Well, let's practice whenever you can spare the time. Agreed? How was that? I believe I've improved my technique.
The winner of this year's White Heron Cup is the Black Eagle House!
Well, a victory is a victory. I knew victory was inescapable, and you believed in me too.
On a lighter note, I've heard you've yet to choose a class representative for the White Heron Cup. It's not something I'm interested in, but if no one else wants to do it, then I will shoulder the burden. Wise. Better to choose someone with more charm. How very whimsical of you. I suppose I'll have to do what I can. To think I'd be rehearsing my dance moves of all things. Give me some advice, Professor. All right. But if we want to avoid a tragic accident during the contest, I will need more practice. A little less grotesque now, maybe?
The winner of this year's White Heron Cup is the Black Eagle House!
I am not sure the judges are in their right minds. Unbelievable. I never imagined I'd actually win.
Ah, the ball. It reminds me of my first such event, back in the Imperial capital. It was held by my father, the Prime Minister. I really showed off my dancing skills. Everyone was quite impressed with me. Do you see what I am trying to say here? Do not make me beg you. Please choose me as our representative for the White Heron Cup. If you really think someone is better suited for it, I will not argue. Wonderful! You will have a chance to see the legendary footwork of House Aegir. Professor, do you know how to dance? I could really use some guidance. Fair enough. You do not think I need guidance. You are probably right. You really can do everything. Oh, I am envious of you, if you will pardon my frankness.
The winner of this year's White Heron Cup is the Black Eagle House!
As expected of someone as accomplished as myself. Did you see that? I have done my family proud.
I assume you've heard about the dance competition? Have you chosen a representative yet? Or... oh my. You haven't, have you? Have you come to tell me I'm to be it? I think that's wise. I simply can't really be bothered. What I mean to say is, I lack the confidence. I see. I can dance, in theory, but I dare say in practice things may go very differently. Professor, are you here to practice with me for the dance contest? I see. Well, that's just fine by me. There's a book on fishing that I'd like to finish. I don't enjoy a bit of this, you know. Entirely too much standing up and moving around for my taste. But if I'm going to do it, I may as well be in it to win.
The winner of this year's White Heron Cup is the Black Eagle House!
Oh? Well, just so long as nothing else is expected of me. Although I was against the whole endeavor, I must be honest and say that I am quite pleased that I won. But I won't do anything like this again, thank you.
That reminds me, if you're looking for a volunteer, I'd be happy to represent our class in the White Heron Cup. I'm an excellent dancer. You really think you can find a better dancer than me? Great! We both know I'm our class's best chance at winning this thing. Hey, Professor, did you want to practice dancing with me? You're probably right. I don't need any more practice. I'm a natural. What did you think? Pretty perfect, right?
The winner of this year's White Heron Cup is the Black Eagle House!
I won? I won! How did I win? Aw, yeah, I knew I could do it. Thanks for the distraction, Professor.
What is a White Heron Cup anyway? What? A dance competition? That's terrifying! We need a representative for our class? Please, anyone but Bernie! What a relief. Thank you so much, Professor. You're just trying to humiliate me, aren't you? Professor, will you give me some dancing lessons? Is this your idea of an education? Clip my wings and toss me off a cliff? Was that okay? A little reassuring at least? Maybe?
The winner of this year's White Heron Cup is the Black Eagle House!
Bernie? Are you sure? Who would have thought I'd have a talent for dancing? This actually feels nice.
I'm sorry, Professor. I'm talking about such grim and terrible things when we could be talking about the White Heron Cup. It's a big dance contest between the classes, and I simply adore dancing. I'm quite good at it, since I was a diva in an opera company, you know. What? Why not me? Oh, whatever. So long as you remember to choose someone, I think my heart just skipped a beat. You want me to represent the class? I'm not sure when I last experienced such flattery, Professor. Hey, Professor, you're here to help me practice for the dance contest? Well, I am terribly talented, agreed. Still, I think I'll practice on my own if you're too busy. How was that? Was my dancing everything you hoped for and more? I certainly enjoyed it. We simply must do it again. Soon.
The winner of this year's White Heron Cup is the Black Eagle House!
I wonder if I can use this to bolster my singing career. We did it! I couldn't be happier, Professor. I loved dancing in front of an audience again.
Dancing a Fodlin is not the same as dancing from Brigid.
The reason is maybe that the music has many differences. In Bridget, dancing is different for each person. Our dancing has vigor and ferocity. There is no speech of technique for our dancing. However, I harbor much interest in the dancing of Fodlan. Very much. Are you choosing me to represent at the White Heron Cup? Or are you not? I have understanding. You believe that I cannot grab the victory, I am guessing? I will display all that I have learned. I will grab the victory. I have much to be learned. We will now practice the dancing, okay? That is not fortunate. I will have patience. I have now much more knowledge of Fodlan dance. How is my dancing, Professor?
The winner of this year's White Heron Cup is the Black Eagle House!
Everywhere, dancing is dancing. This is the proof. I have grabbed victory! I give gratitude for your great teachings, Professor.